Welcome back, GRD130, History of Graphic Design, to our, I called it a shield, but it's actually a coat of arms. So this is our coat of arms exercise that we're working on. You could call it a shield too, because that's what they used to put their coat of arms on. They used to put it on their shield. And we're just going to put some artwork on here, and I'm just going to open a tab and just find some artwork using just Google search for images. So I'm going to go here and I'll just do things that you're interested in. And one of the things I mentioned, I play guitar, haven't played it for a while. I'm going to put guitar in here, and I'm going to look for maybe like clip art guitar. So I'm going to click on images, a couple things, just even some suggestions, even when you search in here for images. I'm going to put guitar clip art, so it looks a little more clip art. I don't have to put a realistic guitar, so I'm going to do guitar clip art, you know, something like that. But also, I want it so it has a transparent background. And don't be fooled, because sometimes these things have a checkerboard, which you think it's transparent, but it's really not. And don't even type in transparent. If you really want transparent artwork, what you have to do is go to Tools in Google Chrome, and then over where it says Color, choose Transparent. And then even then, you can't be sure. I'll choose this one because this is all right looking, and it's black and white. I'll try to stick to black and white. Now, I'm going to click on it here, and you should see the checkerboard appear. It shouldn't be there the whole time. It should kind of fade in. If it fades in, it means it really is transparent. And if that's the case, then you can right-click on this, and I'll use Copy Image. We could paste it right into Gravit. I'll copy image, and I'll go here, and then I'll just paste. I'll just do Command V, or if you're on Windows, Control V, and there's my guitar. Now, if it's huge, just zoom out and then grab a corner. You don't even have to hold Shift. Just grab a corner and drag diagonally to resize it and bring it in here. Now this looks like there's a little more room here, so I'm going to fill up this area nicely. Now you don't have to keep them in the same quadrant. You can move them around then, but I'll throw that in there. So there's a guitar, and I think I used like a runner. I'll just use runner clip art. Now I don't know if it stays in transparent. You might have to go back here and just make sure it's still using transparent. Here's runner transparent, and again, that's like a sprinter. I don't need that. Maybe more like that. That looks like me when I run. And I'll click on this, and you saw the transparent kind of checkerboard fade in. So I'll use that, and I'll right click and do Copy Image, and I'll go back to here and I'll paste. I'm just doing Command V, and on Windows you could do Control V, and I'll just resize it by grabbing the corner, and I'm going to put it over here so he's kind of facing the way he's running, so he's not running out of there. And I'll make them as big as I can in there. That looks okay. So we got a runner, guitar. Lately I've been into beer, and again, not Budweiser beer and stuff. I'm, some nice craft beer. I like more of a beer aficionado lately. So I'm gonna put beer in here, and maybe I'll put a beer can, since a lot of beer is out of cans now. It didn't used to be, but now everything's in cans a lot. So I'll search here for can, and then even to be more specific, I don't want some Budweiser can or anything. I'm going to put Tools, I'm going to choose Transparent, and then I'm even going to put clip art to see if they have clip art of like a beer can, something that looks like that. Something like that. I don't know if I need the love sign on there. And here's kind of a beer thing. I'll take one of these. And I didn't see anything transparent coming here, so I'm not going to use that. Let me try this one. And that doesn't look transparent either. Let me make sure that I have Tools Transparent, and it's not. So I have to go back and make it transparent again. And I'll just use this for now. I think that is transparent, so I'll use that. I don't have beer in there, but anyway, just so you get the idea. This is just mine, so I'm not going to be displaying this anywhere. So I'm going to paste this in here again, and you can see what happened. It brought in well, I guess it looks okay. It's so small now you don't notice, but it looks like it brought in that checkerboard thing in the bottom. But it looks okay. I think it's going to work in there. So I'll put the beer can there. You could write the word beer in there if I wanted to. And then what else did I have? So what else am I into? Oh, computers. I'm in programming. I like programming. It was turning into like a country music song there for a while. Beer, guitars. now I'll put in programming. You weren't expecting that. Programming clip art. And let's see if I could find something transparent. And something that's, I think I used this one last time. There's not a lot of things that don't look that goofy, but I'll use this one. It has some HTML code there. And once you see that little checkerboard kind of fade in, then you know you're okay. So I'll right click, copy image, and I'll go back here and I'll paste it. And again, it's real big, so I'll scale it down, drag on the corner, and put it in there. So there's my programming, guitar. Maybe I'll move this over here, put the beer can here. So I have kind of the heavier things kind of alternating a little bit. And that looks okay, I guess. And there's my coat of arms. If I wanted to go and click on this whole shield thing and put a color behind it, I could put a fill, hit the plus sign on fill. Now I'd want to put it real light. So if I click on this thing, the color of the fill, I'd want to use something really light. And the fact that I made all these transparent artwork allows me to put a gray in the back. So if you didn't, you'd probably just want to leave it white. So that's my coat of arms. I think the last thing I did was put an H in the middle. You could use the text tool if you want to do that. Well, I guess I'll do it just in case you do it and you have problems with it. It says your text here, I'll just type in H. And I'll just click on the pointer tool to click the box. Click right on that box with the pointer tool. And let's see if I could just go here and make it bigger. And it's not, like I knew I was going to have a problem here. Let me go bigger again. There we go. So you want to see the box, you want to see the outside. I would have probably been better off zooming in. And I'm just going to stay in this Open Sans font. And just instead of regular, I'll just make it extra bold. And I could put that in there. And I think what I did on the other one, I put it right in the middle because an H is kind of symmetrical. I don't have to have it really that big. I can put it up here. I guess I'll leave it in the middle. Leave that H. And I'm nudging it with my keyboard with the arrow keys. And then I'll just make it maybe gray or something. So it's not so, not so bold. So I'll do kind of a dark gray, something like that. And that looks okay. That's my coat of arms. So this is a different one that I made. I'll make sure that I go over to the save icon and save it. And it's still saved to the cloud as EX1 Shield. And wait till it's done syncing before you do anything else. And now it's done. And I'll show you the 2 ways that you can share it to My Warren. So I'm just going to go to My Warren, open it up, and make sure I didn't close out of it because you know how My Warren always logs you out. So if you go to Unit 3, you're going to see this EX1 Shield with pictograms. I guess I did call it Shield and not coat of arms, but it's a shield with pictograms, and we're putting pictograms in there. And what you can do is go back here and save it 2 ways. Now we did save it, and what you could do is you could share it, and you're going to share a link, and then I could just click on it and look at it. Now you could leave it on viewer, or you could go to developer. Actually choose developer. Get in the habit of always doing that, because then I can get in your file and see stuff a little bit better and not just preview it. So, and then I could even save it into my account. So always choose developer, and then you could copy this link here. And then when you go back to coursework, just click on the exercise, EX1, and go to add a comment, and click on insert link, and paste the link here. I did Command V, you could use Control V on Windows, and you could just leave that the way it is, but make sure you change this open link in new window. It just works a lot better, so always do that, and hit save. And then also I'll show you a second thing you can do if you want. You don't have to. I'm just going to hit enter right after this link here, and I'm going to keep this up. And what I'm going to do is go back to Gravit, and you can click on the X button here to close that window. There's a couple things you could do. Let's take a look at it. We'll go File, Export, and they have Export, they have Ping Image, they have PDF. Now, actually, let me do this as a ping image. We don't need to have a PDF. Let's try this as a ping image. Now, here's the problem. If you saved it as a ping image now, it would have a white background. So the only thing you have to do if you want a ping image that's transparent is just kind of click on the background here, and where it says opacity, this is your page. See where it says page opacity? Hover over here and just turn that down to 0 so you see a checkerboard. Now you won't see the checkerboard when you're done, but it'll be transparent. So I'm just doing that, and then I'm going to do File, Export, and I'm going to choose Ping Image. So again, File, Export, Ping Image, and it's saying Untitled, so I'll just call it EX1 Shield. And you can put your last name on, or you don't have to. Now, wherever you save it on your computer is fine. You might have a folder for your artwork. You can just save it on your desktop temporarily if you want. EX1 Shield Ping, because remember, you can always generate more pings, but you have your original file in Gravit, so it's not a big deal. So EX1 Shield Ping, I'm just going to save it on my desktop so I know where to find it. So there it's saved, and it should download to your desktop. And then if I go back to My Warren, where I was, and I'm still in this window, you could go here, and if it's an image, you could do insert image. Now, ping's an image. If it's a PDF, you'd actually have to insert a file. But if it's an image, you could click on this and just go find the image. And I don't know if you see Moxie Manager or not, but either way, just go to Upload. And then I'm going to find the image. Now, it's on my desktop, and there it is. And there's my shield. And I'm going to hit Open. And then I'll hit Insert. And there it is. Now, it's real big right now. I can make it smaller. Maybe I'll put 400. And I'll hit OK, or I'll hit Save. And I'll hit Save again. And there it is. And notice it's putting in almost the whole page size, but that's okay. So that's what you can turn in. So I have two things here. I have the link to actually go see your file, and here's actually a ping image, so I could see your coat of arms right away, or your shield, whatever you want to call it. So that was two ways to do that in Gravit. And then in Gravit, then when you're done, you could just save it again. Now we did save it, so it's not a big deal saving it again. But then when you're done, you could either hit the button here, the little X, and X out of there. And we'll probably do some more with Gravit, so we could do some hands-on kind of stuff. We're doing this in our graphic design class. We've used it in computer graphics. We're using it in typography. So it's a nice application, and it's free. So just wanted to have you do a little hands-on exercise and work on your coat of arms. Again, you're going to put in, don't do this. Don't put in a runner, guitar, beer can, and put your stuff about you. The idea is to put things that are your coat of arms, not mine. So things that you're into, maybe you fish or whatever you do, you play video games, whatever it is, put that stuff about you in there. You don't have to put this stuff. So this is just an example of me doing mine. So anyway, that's the X1. That's Shield for History of Graphic Design.